Hello, my friends. Today we have arrived at two of the most wretched letters in the alphabet. D, D, and B, B. Now, as you can see, the D is pointing one way and the V is pointing the other way. Now, they're a lot easier to tell apart when they're big. Here's a big B, B, as in beer. That's slightly inappropriate. And a big D, as in red. Duh. See, the big D is pretty easy to recognize. Duh, because there's just one hole. And the B, B, has two little lumps on the side. But the small D, duh, and the other B, B, it's actually quite tricky. Now, the way I learned them when I was little is I thought about sitting at a piano. If you ever sat at a piano, you know that the low notes point this way to the left, and the high notes point the other way to the right. So if you're not sure if it's a B or a D, you could think about a piano. But I really encourage you to come up with a system that works best for you. B, D, D, B. Okay, now let's try to find some more. Now I just want to say, listen, like if this is tricky, just take all the time you need whenever you see that B or the D to really sound it out, and then just within a few days or a few weeks, it'll just become second nature to you. But don't push yourself. It's okay if you get it wrong. Okay, here we have, is this a B or a D? Two lumps, B. So that one's easy. All right, now we have a whole lot of one letter. Can you see? This is all the same letter. Duh, duh. Is that a D? Yes. I was gonna try to ask you, but I just told you. So we know this is a duh, and these are actually the days of the week. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Anytime you see the word day, it's a duh. But can you see which way it's pointing? So as I said, and then this one, look at this little baby. Which way is this one pointing? That one is a B. Is that confusing for you, or is that easy for you? Those B's and D's are pretty tricky. And then you have P's and G's, which kind of look similar too. All right, let's look at this one. Do you see these letters? Here, 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 here. Is that a B or a D? Duh. Okay, now let's see if you can figure out this one. These ones both start with one of our letters. You can see here and here. So think about, is that pointing towards the high notes in the piano or the low notes? If you said high notes, you're right, that's a B. Betty's and buffalo. Maybe you recognize that F from our F lesson yesterday. Okay, so let's see if we can find some more B's and D's. I hope we find some big ones, because those ones are a lot easier to find than this. The big ones are just a lot easier to tell apart than the small ones. So this is Revelry Yards Brewery. Oh my gosh, it's funny we came up across a brewery. What's that one with the two lumps? B. Did you remember that, I didn't teach you this, but EE makes the E sound, and you know B and R? Beer. Okay, did you know that was a B? B. All right, let's see. Can you tell this one with the big letter? Is that a B or a D? That's a B. Okay, and then how about this one? Ooh, we have both our letters here. This one and this one. Which one is this one? D. And which one is this one with the two lumps? B. Food lab. And is that a big D or little d? Well, it's a big D, little d. Okay, how about this one here? Is that pointing towards the low notes on the piano or the high notes? Low notes. So is that a D or a B? D. And then we have this tiny one. Is that pointing towards high notes or low notes? Boo. Burger. I feel sad when I see a burger because that's a P, open. I don't like burgers because I'm vegetarian, but I like Beyond Meat burgers. Those are plant-based burgers. So irrelevant to you. Okay, how about this guy? If you said uppercase B, you're correct. B. Okay, and then how about this one? But actually I have a ton of B's here because for some reason they're using B to describe all of their nail colors. You know what? I need to go to this store later because as you can all see, my manicure is getting worse and worse every day. For months I didn't get a manicure because this is what always happens. I get it and then they start down, down, down. Okay, here we have a loading zone, 15-minute limit, reserved parking, relevant to you if you have a car. So if you look at that top word, L-O-A, what's that fourth letter? D, duh. And right here, what do we have with one? Okay. And I found another letter that we're looking for, an uppercase one here. Do you know what this one is? Duh. Reserved parking. We have another tiny, ooh, this is good to know, expired. Their parking meter doesn't have any more money. Duh. Okay, I'm starting to feel like in street signs, duh is a lot more common than a buh. Alright, I'm doing what I'm not supposed to, running across the street. Do not do what I do. Okay, we see is that a small D or a big D? Duh. Deli. Okay, how about this baby with the two humps? Buh. I hope you like my piano method. It might be useful to people who have not played piano before, but if you have another good way of telling buzz and does apart, please let me know. And if you do know your right from left, more power to you. Okay, what's the first letter of that word? B. Breakfast. That's a B with the two humps. And then we have a small D. Do you see it right there in the middle of the word sandwiches? I'm actually holding a coffee right now, so it's hard to point it out to you, but I'm gonna do my best. Do you see it? Is that pointing towards low notes or high notes? Low. Duh. Okay. And then, this is such a great sign. Do you see this one? Is that a B or a duh? Is that word subs or suds? It's pointing towards the high notes. Subs, that's a B sound. Soft ice cream, and then this very last word, sala, and what's that sound? Pointing towards low notes. Salads. Salads, not salabs. So, you can see all these B's. Breakfast, B. Coffee, sandwiches, duh. Deli, big D. Subs, small B. Soft ice cream, salads, small D. So I think this is actually a pretty good sign because all the big D's and the small D's. So this is what I want to do. This is probably going to be one of the hardest lessons we ever do. And as I said, especially if you have dyslexia, it could be really difficult to tell small b and small d apart. So I just want you to take as long as you need. Hey, these are good to know. This is a free kidney screening. Kidney. All right, I want you to really be on the lookout today for small b and small d. Also, obviously, like big B and big D, you can try to find that as well. But just take as long as you need trying to figure out which one is a B sound and which one is a D sound. And if you like this idea of a piano, that you're kind of playing a piano, and one of those humps is pointing towards the high note and one is the low notes, that can be a good way for you to start telling B and D. And don't worry if that method takes a long time for you in the beginning, because it's not going to always take that long. It's a funny thing when you take the time you need with something and don't rush. Often the time just naturally starts getting shorter and shorter.